everybody. Welcome to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond, and this is Thoughtful Thursday. So right away, I wanted to come on and say that I originally had a video that I had recorded for today. I did it yesterday, and I had it all ready to go. And then all of a sudden, Spirit tonight was like, no. You have to send this message. You have to talk about this because this is prevalent right now. And so here I am recording kind of last minute to get it out for everybody. But it's a very specific message, and I feel like it's going to apply in one way or the other to a lot of people here. So it is the idea that we just went through a huge upgrade. And we experienced like enormous solar flares. And even like you can look into the whole concept of the like division of, or not division, I want to say splitting between 3D and 5D consciousness here on Earth. And, you know, the love frequency or the love wave that's moving in, and Earth's consciousness that has gone through this huge upgrade and ascension into like a higher timeline or a higher frequency. And it has been kind of, I mean, it's perceived in different ways. It's sure explained in different ways, but it kind of comes with that same kind of like root knowing without even having the details that something really big happened over the last couple of weeks, because we can feel it. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of people like we've been doing this even subconsciously for years, preparing us for this huge global shift, this consciousness or this ascension on Earth. And a lot of people are waking up to things that are in like plain sight, where people are like, wait, what's going on? Like there's a division between this like kind of lower frequency and this higher kind of ascension, 3D or 5D ascension split. And I mean, it's playing out in different ways, and a lot of it is playing out subconsciously in people. So it's not even that they're like aware or that they had like this angel show up to them and now they're like ascending. It doesn't work like that. Like we are upgrading in our actual body's frequency and the way in which we align in a higher frequency. So we're all feeling it on different levels. But here's what Spirit's message is that when events like this happen over that short of time, like, yes, the ascension period essentially is coming in like big time since 2020, but like the growth that's happened in 2024 alone is like insane. There's so much that has gone on in the past 2 months, like 2.5 months. It's insane. So definitely a lot has happened, and with this like trajectory forward, the ascension that is going on and that has transpired, essentially what Spirit wants humanity to know and how we feel, where it's almost like we've been like stopped. And not that everything around us is getting paused, but like all of a sudden we're tired. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like what is going on? Why am I feeling groggy? Or why am I feeling extra irritated or irritable? Or like, I just want to go lay down. And it's interesting because it's exactly what Spirit's message is like, give yourself time to rest right now. Because just like their coin that has two sides, everything has two sides. Everything comes with a kind of polarized or opposite kind of trajectory, right? Yin, yang, light, dark, masculine, feminine, everything that is whole has two sides to it. And so we just went massive trajectory forward in ascension, in our frequency jump and the timeline jump, like incredible. But now to stabilize it out, instead of us going into the shadow, was what you'd kind of think. What Spirit said is that it's important now for people, for the energy to kind of equalize on Earth, is to get comfortable and stabilized in your humanness. Okay, so you're like, what? We are human, yes. But with the ascension comes this like higher level knowing, and we get all these ascension symptoms, and we get this like upgrade in our frequency. And what Spirit said is the way to equalize this massive ascension is for us on Earth to ground into the earth energy, to come back to humanness and like why we're here on earth. Not to like fight the fight for the greater good, that is like why we're here, but at this moment to equalize these big energies is that we have to come back into the moment now of like being human. So not like coming down to the 3D mentality, but like flip it to the perspective of, instead of like the mundane humanness, grinding, going to work, coming home, making food, putting kids to bed, or doing homework, or whatever it is that you need to do. It's like, look at it as those mundane things, but we are experiencing our day-to-day in our humanness. And how do you want to feel? What is it about the humanness of you that can ground you back into earth energy to help equalize this massive ascension that's happening? So energetically, frequency, boom, rising. How do we equalize it? How do we bring balance into this? Is we come into our physical bodies, but in a higher level perspective. Okay, so instead of Groundhog's Day, mundane over and over, like the humanness part of it, look at it as things like, I'm grateful to be in a body. Like, you chose this body that you're in. You literally chose this body, and this body is the vehicle for you to ascend in this life. This is the vehicle for you to take you through this process of this life in which you're giving focus right now. So like, what are the things that you can connect to with your body, your physical body, giving it so much gratitude? Like, I chose this. Thank you, body. Like, thank you, body. Right? Like, coming down to that humanness. And instead of just like eating because you have to or whatever, or unconscious eating, being like, what fuels my system? What fuels this body? What aligns with the season I'm in? What are the best foods for me to really take in and enjoy with this season that lights up my body, or that resonates with this higher frequency? What are the movements that my body really needs? And that's another thing with movement, is because we've had such an influx of energy, now we have to integrate it. We need to transmute this stuff. And the best thing we can do in a physical body is move it. Move it in a way it's like changing the perception of how we like work out, or how we move our body from like punishing it, or having to lose weight, or having to be this stereotypical physical perception of the caca. That's all, before. Now it's like, how can I move my body so she or he or my body feels the gratitude? How does my body want to move? Tell me, body, what do you need? And it could be just a deep stretch. It could be yoga. It could be a walk, a hike, mixing nature with physical movement. Beautiful combination. Mixing physical movement with the vibration of music. Amazing. Dancing. Like, that's why these things really help to illuminate ourselves. So with the influx of energy, the rays of consciousness, that big energy that's come in, how can we equalize it or neutralize it or balance it out? Spirit says, get into your body and be in your body in a conscious way. Be in your conversations in a conscious way. Be in your relationships. Be here. Explore your senses. Like, that's a human thing. Feel pleasure. Like get into your humanness and what lights you up in that human form. So it doesn't have to be dense, right? It's like, how can I equalize it by getting close to earth, close to Mother Gaia, in my body, in the here and now, and what can help to balance out these high energies with my human self, so that both can be parallel to each other, both can like help each other. So Spirit said people need to bring that balance back. Otherwise, if you think about it, if it's like an influx of energy and then go boom, boom. So it's like a teeter-totter, right? So if we come in the middle and like mix the two a little bit, we need to bring in a positive aspect of our humanness in order to balance out the amazing high frequency energy that's like permeating onto our earth right now. And we've been having crazy ascension symptoms. So the best way to be able to really get yourself back into a balanced state is by leaning into your more physical stuff and being grateful for the mundane. Being grateful that you can start your vehicle in the morning and it can take you where you need to go. Oh my God, I'm so grateful that I have this beautiful vehicle to drive me, and my beautiful body vehicle that takes my amazing higher self through this world and this experience, because I'm so glad I chose this and this experiencing, right? And then the gratefulness, which is like so key. The gratefulness is what's going to help bring that frequency of these physical realities around you into a harmonious balance with the higher level frequencies of like universal upgrades, I guess you could say. So I hope this made sense. I hope I got the point across, because it was really strong. And I myself, that's what all started, was this morning. I'm like, what's the deal? It's like the same thing. Like, I have these tedious little tasks and I'm like, hold on a sec. I need to enjoy this, right? And then it moved into like the physical movement. I'm like, when was the last time I was so grateful for my body, because it was like my unique signature tool. I used this today, unique signature, which kept coming through for a client, and oh, what a beautiful experience that was. But we each have this unique signature, right? Our purpose is filled with this unique signature that we bring to the earth. And by integrating it into our body and using that for the greater good and appreciating it in gratitude, we can contribute not only with like energetic and love, which is like, ultimate power, but like, how can we be in our bodies in gratitude and be in the here and now right now to balance that energy out. Okay, so such a good balance between physical and spiritual, and it's bringing that alignment together right now that is going to help the balancing energy so it doesn't feel so polarized. So when we have these really great upgrades and we feel this like alignment, that we don't feel like we crash and bang when we come back into like the typical Wednesday that drains our energy because we're tired and it's like, So hopefully this brings some awareness to all of you. And if you have any questions about this, please let me know. I was going to post the video today about last week's questions about like integrating your frequency with other people's frequency when it's lower vibration and you're so used to being in a higher vibration. And although that does kind of like parallel this, I go into more detail. So check that out next week, because I'm going to post it next week, because this has to be posted today. That was like, Spirit was like, absolutely, this is the right here, right now. Because I think people are going to need this information moving into the weekend so that we can take the time to rest. We can take the time to tune into our bodies. Another thing they just keep saying, I know this is long, but think about the time that we spend on our phones, okay? And I know, I'm social media, like I get it. But if like we can get lost, like we can lose an hour easily, no problem, on our phone, checking this, looking at this, oh, gotta look this up, oh, little video, blah, blah. But if you're tuning in to Beyond Boundaries Wicked, good use of your phone. But I'm saying this too, is because we can lose an hour, no problem, like scrolling. Think about just like mindless scrolling. Yet we might perceive taking an hour out of our day to do something like have a nap or like rest or lay on the front lawn and take in the sun and be like, I don't have time for that. Really think about where we're putting our time. Because if we can like zone in and just take like 1 hour of scrolling or like 30 minutes of scrolling and integrate that 30 minutes into something that your body is asking for, a bath or something like quiet or active or whatever it is that you can get into your body and you can have that really conscious awareness in your body, it's going to make a huge difference, like a huge, huge difference. So this is something that Spirit wants us to be more conscious about, is being in our body and like asking our body what it needs so that we don't feel these ascension symptoms so crazy hard as we go forward, because it's like, this is just the beginning. Like it's going to keep going this year. So this is like March is almost like a halt for a sec We need to balance out, and the way to do it is come back into our wholeness of our physical selves. So I hope that resonates. Take what does and leave the rest, of course. And if this does resonate and you enjoyed this video, please like. If you haven't already, subscribe, and then share it to anybody that you think might benefit from this, where you've had the conversation with somebody about it, about the ascension stuff, or being really tired, or no, like lethargic, or really like blah, right? This is a good way. This is a good way to integrate that balance. Also, I do Tarot Tuesdays on Tuesday that I release on Beyond Boundaries, and then I do Spirit Saturday, where I release about an hour of singing bowls that help the nervous system regulate, and which therefore helps so much of your life, is regulating nervous system. So tune into Saturdays. And again, if you would like to book a reading, a private one-on-one reading with me, 60 minutes, hop on to avalonspirit.com and go under readings and experiences, and you'll find me under there. So I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Till next time, peace and love.